Now, I would prefer to make you guys fight for it. But we don't have time, and... No. Your friend already had his question. Sit the hell down. I'm going to choose based on best costume. Geez. Best costume and most eager tiny person.
You are the victor!
Have you ever felt really silly playing voice acting for a certain character? Especially you, Chris Casey, playing Gluttony?
Did you feel
Yes!
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. So you want to know if I felt like an idiot before?
Well, I think the question was, do you ever feel silly playing an anime character?
Oh!
You guys have all seen anime before, right? So, probably yes.
Yeah, I mean, well, and actually the case of Full Metal was interesting because it's very rare that, I got to work on a show, it was over, and then I did it again, which is like school, summer break, school, except it's school you want to go to. And it was kind of like, so, based on that, I suppose I was being an idiot twice, but I have to say that maybe it's theater training or whatever, but I'm fairly unflappable. And there's a plexiglass wall, or a screen, they can see you, the director, the people in the room can see you doing these things, and so you do look ridiculous, and very often when you record, you move as the character would move too. So I'm doing ridiculous stuff in there. In Brotherhood, where he pulls this, I don't know if you, whatever. So I'm in there recording like this with my finger in my mouth. As a director, I love directing characters who have to eat. Because then they have to go, and it's a Funimation, they go to the vending machine, they take some powdered donuts, they wedge it in their mouth, and they're eating the donut. Now, of course, after take 5, the donut becomes a sort of gelatinous liquid. But good news, there's more donuts back there. I know, I guess, in life, I would look ridiculous doing it, but maybe it's, whether it's theater or just doing it long enough, I don't care. So I'm having fun and I'm doing it. I think the ridiculousness of it may make the performance better. So, yes and no. So yeah.
Yes and no.
Yes, I'm ridiculous and it's fine. How about you?
私、あります。添い寝 CD っていうのがあるんですよね。要は寝てると一緒に寝て、彼女が支えてくれるみたいな。
So she was in this, she recorded for a CD called Lying Beside You and Talking to You CD.
Sorry, Japan is crazy. それの女の子要は距離をソナーマイクっていうのでその距離がちゃんと分かるんです。
So for recording, she was a girl in this lying beside you, talking, whispering to you CD. So there's this thing called Sona microphone, where it actually records as if you're in a certain distance.
Yeah. ソナーマイクはイヤホンの形をしているので、使うためにマネキンの頭を用意して耳に穴を開けてソナーマイクをつけて。
So to record that, you put a mannequin in front of you, and then it's the shape as an earbud. So you put the mic in the earbud, and
であとその床ずれっていうの、布団の音とかも拾いたいって言われて。
And then because they want to catch like all the sounds, so it's like to make it real. So they have like the bed sheets like rubbing you between each other. To actually record that, they actually got a bed with a mannequin and bed sheets, and they start recording like that.
That stops them watching through the window.
I bet.
And I was lying on a bed next to mannequin, and holding a script here like this, and everybody's watching at me. It's like
face like that.
Movie. I was like doing this, then this blanket. Aren't you cold? I just say something like that. Holding mannequin. That's my boyfriend. And Sahmin was just looking at me.
Yeah.
It's amazing how when you do it, it's professional. When I do it, it's creepy.
I was like, I'm showing my private.
That's an English word.
I need to
To the dealer's room.
The word is not good. I'm showing my private time in my room. Just alone.
alone time.
Yeah.
And Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Let's move on quickly. Thank you.
But
Thank you.
the person who would buy this CD, they don't know what it sounds like anyway.
Decide what you guys. No, I'm not.
I'm sorry, my selective word is terrible. So
It's perfect.
You win the game. Nothing. But Brad, do you ever feel silly?
I don't know if I can top that. I feel okay, I'll give one quick example because it's kind of all along the same lines. I've done some looping for feature films and stuff where you'll do walla, whatever, you know, so they need background sounds and things like that. So there's at one point I was working on a couple of, so I was doing one session, they were working on a couple different projects, so they just, okay, so we need you to do some background businessmen for this, and you need to be a doctor in the ER for this, and here is a very intimate moment between this couple. So there was 4 of us in the session. There was me, a girl that I had just met, and then a husband and wife. And there was, you know, an amorous scene that we were supposed to do all the audio for. And the husband and wife couldn't do it because it would have made them feel way too silly. So me and this girl that I just met were standing right next to each other, sharing a mic. And the people on the screen were officially enthralled in passion like that. And we were, okay, that's so that makes you feel a little bit silly, but at the same time, you act, so you get into it, right? What? Come on. Okay, so that's one thing, but when you're working on a show like Hamtaro, it's
This
hard.
is a different show.
Yeah, totally different show. It's hard not to feel a little bit silly when you're, you know, bada 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 bada, crump 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 crump, tiki tiki, all that kind of stuff. Now on the other end of it, if like when I was working on X-Men, so that was a prelay series. It was an American cartoon, so they were recording the audio before there was any picture. So you have for that, you have the entire cast in the same room, and that's a pretty cool experience because we're all in a big room. Okay, so you can stand wherever. So we all have our own mics, and it's kind of lining the room. We have the entire cast there. So I'm playing Nightcrawler. You can be Rogue. and like right across the way is Scott McNeil as Wolverine, right? So you know, we're recording stuff, and then maybe Sabretooth comes in and he's fighting Wolverine. So you're not seeing a voice actor like Scott McNeil being Wolverine. He's got the claws out, right? You can see it. So it was really cool working on that series because you have all the X-Men in the room, and every time there's a battle sequence or something, you can see their superpowers. Like Cyclops, like, a couple times you're like ducking because I don't know, there might be phantom beams coming out of Cyclops. So silly and cool, it's a fine line.
Okay, it's 2 o'clock. We're done. Just to let you guys know. Will be hosting, and you will be guest judging the cosplay contest from 3:30 to 5:30 in the ballroom. There will be autographs with all 3 between 6 and 7:30 tonight in ICT 121. Thank you all very much for coming. Thank you.